All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction. Where's my stick? And today we're gonna be talking about how men judge women for women, right? And so I'm gonna be showing you guys some of those criterias. And before we show you, we're doing a bundle special on my website. We're selling all of our courses: the psychological game of attraction, Nice Girl, and natural chemistry. We're selling all of that in one bundle for $199, right? So that means Nice Girl, the psychological wave of attraction, and natural chemistry. Usually all of this will go to like $300 if you buy it all, or $350 if you buy with all of the bonuses. But right now you can get it at $199, all of the bundles. Click on the description down below where it says purchase the bundles, and you can get 30-day money back guarantee if you don't like it. All right. So the first thing guys notice in women is how attractive they are. Now, what is attractive? Attractive is pretty much fertility. How young does she look? Fertility. Now, when I say how young does she look, I'm referring to fertile age, right? She has to be within the most fertile period, right? That don't mean fucking 10, right? And that don't mean freaking 50. That means a woman's prime fertility is around 18, 19, around that time, right? That's when she's like peak fertility. That's when she can have a kid and not die. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And another thing is symmetry, right? A high immune system always creates symmetric organisms. When somebody has a bad immune system as they're developing, it usually has error in the genetic code, so it creates asymmetry. So humans have noticed that if a woman has a symmetric face, that means she has a high immune system. High immune system is good to help her survive, so that if she has a kid, she could survive it. She doesn't die from infection, and she doesn't die postpartum, right? There are more reasons than superficial reasons why men look for the superficial things in women, because a woman's body is what allows her to have a kid, right? It's her vessel. So that's why guys judge that, as opposed to women is a man's character more than anything that allows him to climb the social ladder, right? So that's one thing. So they look for prime fertility in a woman's body. Now, outside of that, they judge you based on the type of fashion styles that you have. So outside of how good looking you are, they'll look at you and judge you, right? The next one is your style. Now, another thing is how needy you are. And this goes with your emotional immune system, but I just want to get that out the way. If you come across as needy, guys will take you for granted. And a lot of women have, when they like someone, they just automatically get needy. And it's a compulsion that a lot of women cannot control. If you've been told, sorry about this, people, if you've been told that you're somebody that's naturally needy, then I could promise you've turned off a lot of people. And you got to make working on developing a practice of meditation a must type of thing. It's something that it's vital for your mental health, right? And for attracting a better partner. Why? Because when a guy sees you have confidence in being alone, when you could take a photo of you being alone on a Friday night while everyone else is out and be proud of it, guys see that as attractive. You know, guys could sense that, holy shit, if I leave her, she's not going to be sad, and that hurts the ego. So you got to be able to not send so much needy emotions, needy signals, because guys would use that and say, okay, this person's needy, let me test it out. So what they start doing, they start testing you. They start pulling away. They start being a little bit more distant, just to see if their assumptions are correct about how needy you are. Also, I need to include this. A part of some guys will judge you and just a part of them will say, damn, girl, you really let him cheat on you like that? Like a part of them loses a little respect for you. And you're pretty much saying that you tolerate cheating. What I'm trying to tell you is this, man. I'm all for expressing and being vulnerable and saying some things, but before you really know the guy's character, before you know that this guy's not a damn asshole, don't tell him how guys let him take advantage of you, that you let guys take advantage of you and you didn't do nothing about it, or you forgave him all the time, and that you were naive about it. Those things just make some guys salivate because they signal emotional weakness. You know, it's not being mean, trying to be mean, but I'm just saying, like some things you got to keep to yourself, you know, or even like saying how, you know, you let a guy hit you consistently, that type of stuff. Some guys will have compassion, will try to help you, but it's better off to review that later on. And your style is something that you want to actually put a lot of focus on, because you don't want your style to betray you. You want to be able to tell people who you are through the way that you dress, so that you could attract similar people to you. So you can have a woman, as an example, in the most superficial way, an 8 out of 10. You know, I know it's superficial, but let's just say that for the sake of the conversation. And she dresses like a normal secretary. And she meets a dude, fucking Joe the hipster, and he likes hipster chicks, but he likes this girl. She's nice, she's pretty, and he dates her. But let's just say this same girl, and now she dresses a little bit more like a hipster. She has crystals, you know, the whole shebang bang. All of a sudden, it's like she's a completely different person. And I can promise you that if you ask the guy how attractive she is, he might give her an extra 0.5 or an extra point, right? Why? Because now you're not just attractive. Now you're his type. Guys look for certain fashion signals that communicate certain personality traits, and they use that to judge you, right? If you wear Make America Great Again hat, guys will use that to judge your character. If you wear a Democrat thing, guys would use that to assess your character. And a lot of the times we're sending out the wrong signals and guys are judging you the wrong way. So you got to find out, who are you? What type of person are you? And how do you communicate that in the way that you dress so that guys don't judge you inaccurately? Now, the most important thing is how guys judge you based on your emotional stability. This one is the most underrated part, because I've met many women who were nice, who were very beautiful, but you could tell that emotionally she was off. And how do you know that? Actually, your nonverbals. Her nonverbals betray her. Her face, the emotions that she feels, are expressed with so much intensity that she doesn't even notice that she's talking loud, that she's talking fast, and that she's showing intense expressions. Like, she's like, oh yeah, oh yes, yes, yeah, oh of course, yeah. Like, there's like a tension in the face. And a lot of times they don't notice it. They can't sense how they're coming across, right? And guys use that to judge you. And a lot of guys get turned off when they see that type of like intense emotions in the face. And this usually happens because you're nervous, right? But also because you have trauma that you haven't uncovered, that you haven't looked into. And so it kind of leaks out like steam, like a glacier that is really hot on and everything is boiling on the water on the ground. And so that pressure pushes up that glacier, and you see water coming out, right? It's the same thing as that. Your traumas are so repressed that they come out in indirect ways, and sometimes they just come out in your nonverbal cues in the form of tension and incongruent facial expressions and subcommunication, right? And guys see that, and guys will say there's something off about her, right? And this has been the case for every girl that you kind of could tell that, like, she went through some shit, right? Women who've been through some shit and who never really dealt with that problem, that trauma animates subtly every aspect of her life. It's almost like putting too much salt in the food, right? The food is good, but you could tell that they put too much salt, right? It's like there's too much salt in that expression. There's too much emotion, too intense, it's grasping for validation too hard. And guys can sense that, and it makes them pull away. Or it makes them try to see, okay, I think she's a really needy person. Let me see how I can take advantage of it. That's how some guys, not all, but that's how some guys think. And unfortunately, you're just sending out those signals. And the way to fix that is to face it. Learn to develop a practice of meditation. By developing that practice, you pretty much learn how to control your emotions more, and the intensity of that emotion will over time lessen. So that means that even if you have unresolved trauma, meditating will allow you to process those emotions. So maybe that unresolved trauma causes a leakage of 100%, where you think you're like this, but in reality you're like this. It's like tension, like you're forcing it. And people are like, oh, this is kind of weird, right? Maybe that meditation will lower it to like maybe at a 50, where you're like, rather than like this, you're like, it's not as fucking crazy, or it's not as awkward. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like it's like they hold it in, like, and it's almost like it just animates everything. And guys see that non-verbally and unconsciously, they see that as like low value, and a lot of people don't respect that. Like, it's almost like it kind of inspires disrespect. I don't understand. Like, I've been in front of that many times, because people are traumatized, and you could sense that you could get over a lot on them. You could sense that. You could sense that they'll forgive you a lot. I personally don't do that because I have a heart. Like, goddamn, like, you can't be so fucking cold, right? You feel bad for people. I feel bad for people, right? There's a lot of vultures out there, a lot of dudes out there that when they see that, they start salivating. Learn to develop an emotional and increase your emotional immune system through a daily practice of meditation. That's how it's gonna work. By developing a daily practice of meditation, you pretty much allow yourself to process all of those unresolved emotions. Or you could become you could join the Patreon where, like, their Patreon is more like the meditation aspect of this channel, where we talk about a lot about meditation and meditation techniques to help you overcome these types of like emotional leakage that we leak in our unconscious emotions, right? So that's how guys judge you. They judge you based on how you look, right? Now, this is a very important part that I need to put in the middle of the video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, we're doing a bundle sale where you guys can purchase all of my courses right here. You can check it out right here. You click on the description down below, where you guys can get all of my courses. Nice Girl, Natural Chemistry. So Nice Girl is a course on how to develop more assertiveness. Natural Chemistry is for women who are in a relationship, and Psychological Game of Attraction is for women who are single. So you get all of this, which I think is naturally around like $350 to $400 if you get it all. But now you can get it all for $199, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, $199. You don't see it right here, but it says $199. And the reason why is because I've been getting a lot of you guys asking me to put all of the courses on sale, and naturally I don't want to, simply because I want you guys to watch one course at a time. But I just been getting too many requests to buy them all, so I'm like, all right, you guys can get them all at this price. We're doing this only this month only, because we're creating a new course now. It's called Emotional Mastery. It's an 8-week course on how to develop an emotional immune system to handle the triggers and the problems that dating brings, and also how to be more present. Trust me, you guys are really gonna love this. But anyways, we're trying to save up, because we're going to Mexico and we're gonna record it right there. It's gonna be really beautiful. So yeah, purchase it now in the description down below where it says get the bundle. And it's a 30-day money back guarantee if you don't like it. And I'll see you guys inside, okay?